Okay, so the first mission we're starting with here is going to be Shades of Grey. This is probably one of the most annoying faction warfare missions in the game, but it is still a pretty easy one. The only reason it sucks is because of the time it takes to complete it. So our goal is to kill all of the industrial ships. So this is what you want to do for the mission. First, you want to take a path to start your orbit. Try and get something that's not going to put you running straight at them, because lasers do a lot of damage. And the NPCs usually hit pretty hard. So we're looking for all the industrials. You're going to want to use the faction ammo, because the faction ammo has like the smallest explosion radius, so therefore it will apply the most damage. You also get the best range, so it helps keep the biggest orbit. When your skills are high enough, each one of the industrials should only take 5 shots to kill, as long as they hit right too. There should be 6 industrials, so I missed one somewhere. And there's the 6th one. While you're doing missions, always keep an eye on local. If anything comes in that might come after you, and that's when you want to start hitting your D-scan, but if you're the only one in local like I am, there's no point in bothering. So we had a neutral coming to local, so that's when you want to start keeping an eye on your D-scan. Especially with the new changes with the beacon, you cannot cloak within 30k of the beacon, and you can also not cloak when something has locked you, so keep all that in mind when you're doing these missions. You can see how there's a Tristan on scan here. So what I'm going to do is pick a direction that has something to warp to that is not directly in line. But unfortunately I can't find anything too good, so I'm just going to use the sun. NPCs actually started targeting the Tristan, so I'm just going to try and pull range. And he doesn't seem to be getting hit by the NPCs, so I'm not going to bother trying to fight him. I'm just going to warp off. And you might as well cloak up, because hey, if he saw me warp to the sun, he's probably going to start heading back towards me. When you're going back to the gate, generally avoid warping back to 10 if someone's chasing you, because if you warp to 10, that puts you at 0 from the acceleration gate, and you will decloak. 20 puts you usually about like 7 to 9 kilometers away. And I use my D-scan to realize he's no longer nearby. Do a long range scan, and he's no longer on long scan, so we're probably safe to go back in, and he just left local. So no point wasting time. Throw on your prop mod, burn to distance, and jump in and finish the mission. Alright, this time you see when I came back in how the NPCs are on the right side because they were trying to tail me. So this time I'm going to burn to the right. That will put them at a further distance. Also looking in local, there's one friendly and one neutral. So I'm going to keep an eye on D-scan so that they don't gank me. Remember correctly, I only had 3 left when I left, so these 3 should be it, and then I can move on. The neutral left, that there's still a friendly in system. Friendly still, you can't always trust them, so I would still keep an eye on D-scan, but not as important. The other habit I got into to make it easier to realize if something came on D-scan, you have your PvE tab, so it's going to just be covered with NPCs, so it's hard to tell when something comes in on you. If you have locked your targets, they will stay here, but your PvP tab shouldn't have NPCs on it, so they won't show up here. As I was saying, this is why this mission kind of sucks, because again, it takes forever to kill all these little NPCs. The mission itself isn't difficult, it's just the fact that it takes a long time, and it makes you pretty easily gankable for that reason. But if you pick the right path by picking something outside, or making a big roundabout loop for your path, for your orbit, then it's much easier to get away if something comes after you. One last NPC to kill. And now being as back far as I am in the mission from gate, it makes me more confident that I don't have to worry about D-scan, because if something comes in on me, that gives me enough time to pick a celestial or gate or something to warp to and get out. And if you right click in space, your missions will automatically show up in the tab. So I'm double checking to make sure that Shades of Grey is the only mission I'm in. That is the only mission, so once this NPC is killed, I'm going to move on to RZ. And see how I wasted 1 missile there. So your flight time compared to when the actual missiles hit is what causes that. So basically a missile will hit before you fire your next volley. And that was Shades of Grey.